$393 monthly checks, new child tax credit payments. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I want to share with you the details of a new bill that would replace the existing child tax credit payments with an ongoing monthly check of $393 per month per child. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. However, really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching the latest details hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what's going on, and anything popping up right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also please share this video with your friends, family, and social media so anybody else out there right now that doesn't know about this can be informed of what's going on and what Congress is now talking about, as like I said, they do want to replace the existing child tax credit payments with ongoing monthly checks in the amount of $393 per month per child. Sounds pretty good, right? Yeah, let's talk through the details, as this would impact millions upon millions of families and a lot of people out there, and a lot of people would be looking forward to this. All right, so let me talk you through the details about this, as this was introduced in Congress just a short time ago, and this is what they're now talking about. Really quick side note here. Remember back in the second half of 2021, they sent out ongoing monthly checks for about 38 million households as a result of the advanced child tax credit payments. This would essentially be the exact same thing. However, the details about this are more money on a monthly basis and unlimited kids, versus those ones before was limited as in the number of kids. Therefore, this time, it's unlimited. You could have 2, you could have 1, you could have 7, you could have 17, you could have 77. I don't really think you have 77 kids, but you get my point, right? All right, anyway, let's talk through the details here of what this all means. So the piece of this bill, or the piece of this legislation, I should say, is End Child Poverty Act. The End Child Poverty Act, okay? That's the details of, or that's the name of the bill. Now, let me tell you the details of this, because this is actually pretty interesting. So here's what they want to do. They want to eliminate the child tax credit payment that is currently in play right now. Now, here's the thing. They want to replace it with ongoing monthly checks of $393 per month per child, okay? That'd be a lot of money on a monthly basis per child, and every single year we'd be talking thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, and that would help out a lot of people in a very significant way. Now, here's also the details about this. Here's who would be eligible for this. Somebody who has a dependent under the age of 17 and who would claim this dependent on their tax return, okay? So if you're somebody who has a dependent under the age of 17, and you would, if you filed a tax return, if you claim this dependent on your tax return as a dependent, then winner, winner, you get yourself a check, okay? That is the cool thing about this, okay? Now, here's the thing. There's more parameters about this. The dependent would need to live with you for at least half of the year, okay? So if the dependent lives for you for, say, 3 months out of the year, sorry, it doesn't work that way. They have to live with you for at least half of the year in order to be eligible. So could they live with you for, say 6 months and 1 day? Well, yeah, that would make you eligible for it, okay? Now, here's the thing. You would have to be the person who claims the dependent on your tax return if this is your case. If somebody else claims the dependent, then guess what? They get the check, not you, okay? So again, that's why it's very important. Now, here's some other details about this, because this is also very interesting as well. These checks would be distributed by the Social Security Administration. Now, these payments would also be set up automatically for every child at birth. Pretty cool. So there you are. Have a brand new baby. You've got like a million things going on in your life. And then you're thinking, oh man, I have to figure this other thing out to get my ongoing monthly checks. Seriously, it would be automatically set up, according to what I'm reading on this, it would be automatically set up for every child at birth. Cool stuff. Now, here's another cool provision about this. Regardless of income, regardless of any other details, everybody would be eligible. So somebody with 0 income is eligible. Somebody with $5,000 a year of income, eligible. Somebody with $60,000 of income a year, eligible. Somebody with $600,000 a year of income is eligible. No income thresholds. Everybody gets a check if you have a child under the age of 17, and if that person is your dependent. So again, you can see the dramatic differences here between the child tax credit payment that are currently in play right now and these ongoing monthly checks of $393 every single month. Now, how they came up with $393, I'm not really sure, okay? It seems like a totally random number, okay? $393, were they having a problem deciding between like $390 and $400? And they're like, fine, let's do $393. Not really sure, okay? So I'm just saying, this is what it comes out to, and these are the details about it. But anyway, it's a $393 check, okay? Now, here's the thing. I want to throw this out there really quickly, which is, obviously, just like so many pieces of legislation out there, this one has not passed through Congress yet. However, before we get discouraged about that, let me tell you the details about this, because we know that there is, I should say, widespread support across both parties, or basically a lot of lawmakers in Congress, to reestablish the ongoing monthly checks as a result of the child tax credit payment, okay? When these were established and when the advanced payments were going out in the second half of 2021, these were widely popular. A lot of people loved them. And then when they ended, a lot of people were pretty upset and pretty sad that those ongoing checks were, ending, because a lot of people became very dependent on that money and started to rely on that money. And then all of a sudden they pulled it away and said, sorry, you'll need to file a tax return now. Okay, so that wasn't very good for a lot of people. Well, we've seen proposals across the board from people on both sides of the aisle introducing different pieces of legislation to reinstitute these ongoing monthly checks. This is the most recent one. Again, the End Child Poverty Act is the official name of it. If you want to look it up, by all means, go for it. But anyway, this is the most recent one that was introduced, but we've seen a number of proposals here over the last, I'm going to say probably year and a half, maybe 2 years or so. We've seen multiple proposals coming out to re-implement these ongoing monthly checks as the advanced payments, not waiting until the end of the year so you can file a tax return and get a lump sum payment, but rather ongoing monthly checks. Because is the need on a monthly basis, or is the need one time a year in a lump sum payment? Don't get me wrong, a big lump sum check is pretty sweet, right? I think we can all probably agree. Love it. But at the end of the day, do you need that money like on an ongoing monthly basis, or is it every year at, say, I don't know, February, March time, when you go to file your tax return and all of a sudden say, oh yeah, I needed that $4,000. Oh yeah, now I could use that right now. Again, don't get me wrong, the lump sum is awesome, but on a monthly basis, this is where a lot of people are really finding that this is a very vital payment, because a lot of people use that money for different things like, I don't know, food and transportation and different things for the kids, whatever it happens to be. Again, there's no parameters around it. You can use the money for whatever you want. So anyway, this is the latest one out there, and this is what they're now talking about. And again, the $393 monthly check. And again, let me tell you some statistics about this, because in the second half of 2021, those payments were reaching about 38 million households, about 64, 65, something like that. Maybe 67 million kids, okay? So on average, it was a little bit more than, like 2 kids per household. On average is what it was averaging out to be, okay? About 38 million households were getting those ongoing monthly checks, and the average check during that time was $422 a month. Again, not bad, okay? But this would be $393 per child for basically unlimited kids, okay? Anyway, these are the details about this. That's what I want to share with you. So, again, do this. If this does not apply to you, again, I know there's a lot of you here in the community that are Social Security beneficiaries. Maybe you have kids, but maybe your kids are like 30, 35, or 40, or 25, whatever it happens to be. Maybe your kids are above and beyond the age threshold, but maybe you have grandkids, right? So maybe share this video with your kids or people that you may know that might be eligible for this, okay? If you know somebody that has dependent kids that are under the age of 17, you might want to share this video with them so that they can stay tuned with what's going on, because ultimately, when either this or a different bill out there passes through Congress to re-implement the ongoing monthly checks as a result of the child tax credit payments, this is going to impact a lot of people. And just like back in 2021, there were a ton of people out there that were eligible for it and didn't even know about it, okay? Which is, again, why I talked about it so much then, even in early 2022, when I was saying, everybody, if you got the payments or you didn't, you need to file a tax return in order to claim the other half of it. A lot of people didn't know that they had another lump sum payment coming to them in early 2022 as a result of those checks, which is why I talked about it so much, urging people, if this is your case, you might want to think about filing a tax return because you're looking at a huge lump sum payment, which, by the way, it's not tax advice. It's not accounting advice. This is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form, but rather all I want to do is direct you toward more money. If there's money available to you, why not grab it, right? Because if you don't, they're going to keep it. And then we know what's going to happen to it. Who knows? They're going to, I don't know. Never mind. I'll keep that to myself. But anyway, my point is we don't know what's going to happen to it if we don't grab it, right? So if the money's available to us, grab it by all means. It's theirs. It's yours for the taking, right? Anyway, of course, as I dig in more details on this or anything else going on out there, of course, I'll bring it to your attention right away. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. And like I said, share this video with anybody that you know that may have a dependent under the age of 17 so they can stay posted with what's going on. This is encouraging for a lot of people. And again, who couldn't use some extra diaper money? Let's just be real for a minute, right? Anyway, have a nice day. Thanks again for watching this. Enjoy, take care, and catch you again later.